Hello, good morning, everyone. Huh. Welcome, Meta DJ, Kenji, One Existence, Ragov. Hello, hello. Today it's gonna be me running the space solo. Hello, good morning, everyone. Huh. Welcome, Meta DJ, Kenji, One Existence, Ragov. Hello, hello. Today it's gonna be just getting into Decentraland, booting up the streams. Just getting into Decentraland, booting up the streams. Just getting into Decentraland, booting up the streams. Okay, I think I have the stream ready and everything. Good morning, Rustan. Hey, Mariana. What's up, Yasha? Okay, I think I go post up near the good morning, Rustan. Near the pool, and then I can what's up, Yasha? Do some hosting stuff. Okay, I think go post up near the pool. Jedi Metatron, good morning. Do some hosting. And yeah, it looks like we are ready here. Thank you everyone for coming this morning, afternoon. If anyone would like to come up to speak, you're more than welcome to. Open panel as always, and yeah, well, let's see how long we can last without Vanessa. Usually that one's she is the other half. If anyone would like to come up to speak, especially in these the beginning of the space when I'm like half asleep still. And yeah, well, let's see how long we can last without Vanessa. Usually that one's she is the other half. If anyone would like to come up to speak, especially in these the beginning of the space when I'm like half asleep still. And yeah, well, let's see how long we can last without Vanessa. Usually that one's she is the other half. Especially in these the beginning of the space when I'm like half asleep still. Meta DJ, what up?
What up? I wanted to come up real quick. I'm in NYC right now. I'm heading back to my home area in just a moment. But I wanted to pop up and share that we did a little mini DCL IRL meetup
Meta
this
DJ, what
past.
up?
When was it, Jedi? When was it? I met Jedi Metatron, so I met Jedi Metatron IRL. Biometa, I met him for the second time. Chronos, or excuse me, Karma, the game of Destiny. Cowboy Tom was there. Eris Creates was there, and I think that. Oh, and Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. You guys probably know Fahrenheit from his beats. So we had a little IRL meetup, and it was super cool. And one of the things we were talking about is how we need to make more DCL IRL meetups, and it's got to be quarterly, and we got to figure it out. So just a public service announcement that has to happen one way or another. Community, let's do it. And we had a really great time just a couple days ago. And Jedi, it was so fun to meet you. And it was so funny. Jedi just like we've never met IRL, and we were all in the back at like this pub, and I saw he texted that he arrived, and I just run around the corner. I go, Jedi, and he just doesn't even blink. He's like, "Yep, I'm going to that guy." So it was a really great experience. So glad to have met you, Jedi. We got really deep into some cool conversations and shared some good food. So it's always great to meet all you guys in person. So that's all. I'll stay up here for a while because I'm going to be on the road, but had to share that. It was a really great experience. So
That's awesome. So jealous that you got to meet Jedi Metatron. Um, yeah, that the the Decentraland. What's up, Ella? The Decentraland New York family seems to like run deep. So jealous. And even like I mean, who knows? Maybe we have a new member of the fam, the IRL fam. On Monday, I had interviewed DJ Sari, and he's based in New York as well. And even like
yeah, New
I
York
mean,
is. I mean, there's just
who knows?
so many people are. I
We
just
have a
found
new
out that
member of the
9 million
fam,
people are
the
here. I
IRL
was off by
fam.
about 7 million.
On Monday, I
So
had
so there's a
interviewed
lot of people in
DJ Sari,
NYC,
and he's based
and
in New
it's
York
really
as
cool.
well.
Like especially when you're in New York, just a lot of tech, a lot of social gatherings. It's fun because I'm from the suburbs, right? And so that's why it's always fun to hop in the metaverse and connect with you guys over the world. But you definitely get a global view when you enter. Like even yesterday, we were in Chinatown. I was like, I'm in another country, or at least it feels that way. So, so it's really cool, and yeah, to your point, always fun to link up with more people. And the best part about it is we're just like the pioneers. We're like this little family, and we're adopting individuals one by one. But eventually, it's going to be 10 by 10 and hundreds and then thousands. So we got to cherish when we can really have these one-off experiences. To your point, always fun to link up with more people. And the best part about it is we're
Yeah,
just
you'll
like the
never know when
pioneers.
you'll
We're like
just
this
have a
little
crowd of people
family,
just
and we're
rush the
adopting
building,
individuals
be
one
like,
by
"What's up?
one.
I hear
But
you're from
eventually, it's going to
Decentraland.
be
Oh my God,
10 by
you're
10 and
famous."
hundreds and then thousands. So we got to cherish when we can really have these one-off experiences.
Let's see. One existence. Welcome. Good morning or afternoon.
Morning, morning. So I like this conversation, and
"What's up? I hear
I
you're
want
from
to
Decentraland. Oh my God, you're
I want to
famous."
challenge, I guess, Yusinful for the Florida
Let's
area,
see. One
and
existence. Welcome.
Rustan.
Good morning or
If you
afternoon.
get with Stony Eye and find us a good location, it doesn't have to be rented out or anything. That we could set up a IRL event out in LA area as well. I would say Mariana, Ohio, but I don't know how many Ohio people there are in Decentraland.
I think for the Miami meetup, uh, uh, the Miami meetup person, I think that would be Virtual Walt. I don't know if you have met him before. He pretty much was like I guess we can call him the experienced one in Miami for NFT. Yeah, for NFT Miami, he had like saved the meetup by just like walking into I guess a bar that they had tried to like reserve but couldn't get it. So then they like showed so he just like shows up and he's like, "Hey, I have a big crowd, like 300 people. You in?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." Walking into I guess a bar that they had
Cool,
tried
cool.
to like
I
reserve
I
but
would love
couldn't
to
get
see
it.
this.
So
If
then
there,
they
I
like
don't know where
showed so he
everyone
just
else
like
is
shows
from,
up
but
and
of
he's like,
course other
"Hey, I
countries
have a
as
big
well.
crowd, like
Um,
300 people.
because I
You
know
in?"
there's
And they're
been
like,
talk
"Yeah,
of
sure."
a eventual Decentraland convention, and what better way than to start with little mini meetups, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if that conversation is still ongoing in the Decentraland DAO Discord. They used to have kind of like or is it the CVD
It's
Discord? Oh my
yours,
God.
sir. It's yours.
Oops. Well, then I'm not sure how far those conversations have gone, but I thought there was something in DAO Discord too with
I
for a channel for DCL meetups.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. I
Or is
rekindled
it the
it a little
CVD
bit with
Discord? Oh my
CK
God.
Bubbles, but
Oops.
in the town
Well,
hall,
then I'm not
because
sure how
I
far
think
those conversations
it's
have
been a
gone,
while
but
since
I
there's been
thought
one
there
in
was
the
something
CBD.
in that
So
Discord too with Yep, we're definitely thinking that we are inching very, very close to another CBD town hall. Just regroup after the 1 year. 2 months later, and kind of thinking that we are inching see what we want to do moving forward and stuff. We got some pretty cool just regroup after got some pretty cool like a gift, so we just have to like get together and see how we can best utilize that gift. I don't know if I'm allowed to speak about it. Maybe if I see the person around, I will.
I think there should be one requirement, though, to attend one of these, and that's you bring somebody who is not currently in Decentraland.
See how we can
That's your ticket in.
utilize that gift. I don't know if I'm allowed to speak about it. Oh boy, that's a challenge.
I think there should be one requirement, though, to attend one of these, and that's you bring somebody who is not currently.
Good morning, Mariana. How are you?
Good. Half morning, half afternoon. Doing well. I mean, if anyone wants to go hiking with Meta DJ and I, we're gonna go hiking soon. I don't know when, but we're gonna go soon. So let's get lost.
Good morning, Mariana. How are
Yeah,
you?
there you go. I always like getting lost. It's always the most ideal thing to do in a situation. And I'll bring the DJ gear, so even if we get lost, we'll get lost.
There we go. There we go. But yeah, doing well. To answer your existence question, there's not many Ohio people. Only Virtual Dan and I are just hanging out. We're just chilling here in Ohio. I have to go elsewhere.
Maybe has like anything like a DCL nature walk. Has that ever like come like what has been an idea kind of like meet like it's like make it a thing. We all meet in Colorado, and then you just like get in the car and drive in the mountains or something.
Well, we can all go to LA. Rastan can show everyone where the cove is. We can do a nature walk in LA.
Like it's like
So,
make it a thing. We all
yeah.
meet in Colorado. I didn't know there was any nature there still. Wow, you learn something every
Yeah,
day.
there is. There definitely is. Or we can go down by the Everglades with you and Janko. We can learn, and Meese, we can learn about the different animals of Florida, a DCL animal meetup.
Any nature there still. Wow. You learn something. Oh, Mies will take you to all the cool spots.
Oh, I
Like, I got to meet Mies in Miami IRL with because I met up with Tengu and him and yeah, Mies knows like all the spots out here, like literally even like in my own backyard, and he's like and he lives like 45 minutes away, and he still like knows every square inch of like the two swamps that are literally like 5 minutes away from me.
How dare you people not explore any swamps in your area? That is just so rude.
Like in my own backyard, and
Vanessa could take us whale watching, couldn't she?
45 minutes away, and he still like knows every whale watching. I mean, she could also take us gold mining.
Diving for abalone.
And then speaking of diving, we can go diving for sharks with Janko, but I'm gonna have to sit out on that one. I'm gonna just watch.
Vanessa could take us whale watching, couldn't she?
Yeah.
That sounds scary. Have you seen the video of like it's like a diver like looking in the water, and then you just see her like jump out, and like the shark comes out through the cage, I guess, like all pissed off. I don't know how real it is, but because these days you can make a lot of fake shit, but
I don't trust those Florida
gets you
waters
thinking.
anymore. Simple. There's been a lot of stuff that I've been seeing lately. Bears on the beach, or sharks by the whatever you want to call them.
Bears on the beach?
There was a.
Are those the animal bears or the other type of bears?
What kind of what other bear is there?
The other bears. That's right. They're the ones with the fins and stuff. Bears on the beach?
I don't know. But no, like a black bear, like a black cub bear was like it just came out of nowhere at Destin Beach or something.
A really hairy man.
Oh.
The other bears. That's right.
How am I supposed to know that reference?
That sounds.
I don't know. But no, like a black. Then yes, the black cub bear was like it just came out of nowhere. I'm sure there were lots of bears there then too.
Lots of bears. And over here, I thought you were speaking of like more important
That's
topics such as red tide
Well,
and
that's going
stuff
on
like
too,
that.
and then it's like raining there or something. Like my sister is in Tampa right now. She's like, it's just
Lots of
raining
bears.
and
I
raining and
and
raining.
over here, I thought you were speaking
So
of like Oh, it's more it's only
important
like a 20-minute drizzle
topics
every
such
5 minutes.
as
Come
red
on, it's
tide
not that
it's
bad.
and stuff like that.
just pick me up. Go to the airport. I'm going home.
She's like, it's just raining and raining and raining.
Yeah, yeah. Yesterday, I don't know if it was like heat wave or if my local power peoples were working on the power lines from like the hurricane we had, I think, a year ago. But like I just couldn't use DCL or my computer at all because I like had like my power just kept going out every 10 minutes, and I was like over here FOMOing, uh trying to get to True Band Room to listen to Love Louie perform.
I guess DCL is just too powerful. That Florida can't even handle it.
My power just kept going out every
We'll need a
10
bigger
It's
minutes,
circuit.
plausible.
and I was like
It's
over
definitely
here
plausible.
FOMOing,
Sin,
trying to get
do
to
you live
True
near
Band
Tampa
Room
in
to
Florida?
listen to Love Louie perform. Oh no, I'm south of Tampa. I live in Southwest Florida.
All right. Well, still, I'm heading down to Florida end of the month. My girlfriend lives in the Tampa area, so I was gonna go out and spend a few weeks. So, if you're somewhat close,
Oh no,
maybe we'll make it
I'm
happen.
south of Tampa. I live in Southwest Florida. Ooh,
All right. Well, still, I'm heading
possibility.
down
I've
to
been wanting
Florida end of the
to
month. My
visit
girlfriend lives in the
PB.
Tampa
He's
area,
actually
so
not
I was
too
gonna go
far
out and spend a
from
few weeks. So,
Tampa.
if you're
I'm
somewhat
like
close,
saying that, but
maybe
I'm
we'll
like
make it happen.
probably
4
also
hours.
comparing it to my
Four
drive.
hours from Tampa.
Ooh. No
Yeah.
way. Wait, how? If he's like 5 hours away from me, how could
I
he
mean,
be
well,
4 hours away
well,
from
because I
Tampa?
was trying to go to Tampa after going to Jacksonville
I'm
or
like
whatever,
saying
and
that,
then
but I'm like
yeah.
probably
I was
also comparing it to my drive.
4 hours from Tampa.
Holy crap. Okay, never mind. My drive to PV, it has gotten that much longer now.
Yep.
Tampa.
Yeah, I was in the area. I was visiting some friends, and I stopped by, said hi. He gave me a shirt.
Holy crap.
I got a
Okay, never
DCL
mind.
shirt.
My drive to PV, it has Oh, you got a DCL shirt too?
Yeah,
Man, I treasure this thing.
I know. Well, you're going to have to go. You're going to have to make a drive out there soon, Simple, because there's not many shirts left. He gave me a shirt.
Oh,
I got a
no, no,
DCL
no. I
shirt.
got
Oh, did he?
one. I
Okay,
got
okay.
one. Maybe if I wanted a double
Great.
dip, I'll
Yeah,
I treasure
exactly.
this thing.
Exactly. They're really. It's
But
really
yeah.
comfy. Actually, it's a really comfy shirt. I will admit. It's like I don't want to like wash it, so I don't like ruin it.
No, no, no. I got one. I got
I
one.
know.
Maybe if I
And it's
wanted
like I don't want to
double
like
dip,
wear it when it's like hot because it's, it's like oh yeah, so I like wear it
But yeah.
when I just like very rare, you know. It's like I don't want to like wash it, so I don't
You
like
know,
Yeah,
ruin it.
I foresee a future DCL shirt with a Mariana avatar on it.
Gosh. It's like oh
it's gonna be like those Pokemon cards, first edition DCL T-shirts. It's gonna be really
oh
rare, really rare.
cool.
Especially when all of our
You know,
shirts are just augmented
I
and everyone's gonna
foresee
miss the fabric.
a future DCL shirt with a Mariana avatar. All our shirts are augmented. I'm just like thinking, like picturing everyone just like walking around ass naked, but
Really rare, really rare.
humanity has reached a point where everyone just has like augmented glasses. So it's like no one really sees you naked. Would it be frowned upon to take your glasses off at that point?
What if you're the one person that lost their glasses and then you see an entirely naked world? It would be quite fascinating, to say the least. And you know there's going to be people that are going to want to take the glasses off too.
Hmm. I don't know. I don't trust the government. They'll probably like weld them onto your eyes or your face.
I don't want to live in that world.
What? We'll be like Cyclops. What do you mean? I don't know. Let's see. Looking through messages. Oh shit. Okay. Thank you, Blease, for looking out. Yeah, every time I go on Kick, for some reason it decides to start blasting audio, even though I have the tab muted. But it's okay. We have fixed.
So what's new in Decentraland? I've been kind of MIA the last few weeks due to work, so I don't know what happened.
What's new in Decentraland?
I was a new person,
have
and I
you?
wanted to know what did I miss the last 2 weeks. What would you tell me?
You were a new person. I mean, this question it messes with my head. Um,
The
have you seen the
backpack.
new backpack stuff?
I saw Jared post about. Oh, not that backpack. I saw something about Meta backpack, but yeah, I've seen the backpack. But honestly, like I honestly I hate it. But like I don't know what category some of my stuff are in. Like especially with like the accessories. So like I hate putting on accessories because I can't find the accessories and then equipping or equipping unequipping, that's just annoying. But yeah, no, I mean if I know where the shirt is then obviously, but and then apparently there's like outfits, but I haven't figured out how to get to that yet, so I'm just I've been
Oh,
wearing
I see.
clothes the last few weeks. Don't judge me, simple.
Yeah. Still struggling with my closet. It's like buying a new house and like the closet's too advanced. Like, oh shit. Now I have to learn
I went to
this.
the marketplace today and I like bought something and I like noticed that they have like a new like congratulations you bought something screen. You know, like they really want to celebrate you purchasing something for 10 mana.
Hmm.
So I like that
Yep.
addition. Although I
Yeah.
although I wish there
Go
was
ahead.
like a back button to go back to the marketplace instead of having to like click the marketplace. Like I wish you can just like, you know, like I wish there was a button next to like the view my item to say go back to shopping, you know.
Continue
That
shopping. Yeah. Yeah. That's actually what I was thinking too.
right? Like I was thinking the button on the left would be that button, but I'm like, no, I don't want to view my I don't want to view the item. I know I have it. But
Yeah, yeah, there have been like small changes. I do agree. Yeah, the backpack does get a little overwhelming. Well, not even now. It's like you can like compartmentalize it. But
yeah,
one thing I've like seen is that the search bar at least works well for my use, I guess. Like my what I used to hate is like getting my ice poker gear on. So now I just like go to the search bar and type ice and it all pops up.
well, that's good SEO on DG's part then. Like,
um, Also, they updated like the way that you can like update your account settings. So like you can update your account, like your bio and your links, like and all that stuff, like in world now by clicking on like your bubble on the top right, and then go into account settings. You can like change your name in world too.
oh,
Like there's like a list.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I've definitely missed out on a lot then.
Yep. And so then like right now you don't have to do the whole you remember how before if you wanted to put like a link in your
Yeah,
bio you had to like do like
like
bracket
code, yeah.
and yeah, now there's like a area that says like title and you can just put Twitter and then give it the link and add and it'll be like a clickable thing on your profile.
CK came in. Maybe she'd like to come up and talk about the IRL events and the future conference. But speaking of new things in Decentraland as well, Mariana, the drag and drop or the templates they made for the people with worlds.
Are
Also,
those just for world? No, never mind. It's not. It's for both Worlds and Genesis. Yeah, I saw. I think I logged in to see Dingy. Like that Dingy, I had something going on. I want to like see it, and yeah, so I saw that build. I'm like, holy crap. So yeah, I haven't tried it out, but it looks really cool. At least you know, it gives people a starting template to build a spot on their land or world. So
the house is pretty elaborate. Would be would be nice to have that in real life. I think.
right. Yeah, I just gotta dab around a little bit. Also, when I was in Michigan a few weeks ago or a week ago. Actually, I was gonna talk about CK. So I like got like the AR filter, and I was like making a joke to like my sister. I'm like, I'm not gonna go to the nail salon with you because I already have my virtual nails. Like, why do I need to go? Why do I need to go buy $100 nails when I can just wear them in a picture? Because that's the only reason why people get nails or go to salons, for the photos for whatever event. So I got my nails. All I need them is virtually. So just wanted to give a shout out to that. My friend's like, "Whoa, that's so cool." But yeah.
Thank you, Mariana. It's I don't know. I still always like don't know how to take compliments, even though like I love what I do.
I love them. I hate going to the nail salons. Like, I will not spend money on nails, but
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, for me, going to the salon has always been like very therapeutic. So it's been strange that like I've converted that therapy into like doing it, which is its own like therapy too in another way. So I can totally get how like having the digital nails just like takes away that step if you aren't feeling positive about it, you know, like if you don't like that scenario. I totally understand that. I don't want to change the topic necessarily, but I think Existence was asking me a question potentially when I popped in.
Well, we the conversation started kind of with Meta DJ being in New York and talking about IRL events, which I brought up. It would be cool. I was challenging Sinful to do one down in Florida, Rustan to get with like Stony Eye or whoever, myself out in LA, and start doing some of these IRLs, which then also I mentioned the possible uh, Decentraland convention sometime down the road, and how it reignited that kind of spark with you in the town hall a little while ago.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always happy to hear people talk about it, and I've said this in the Dow Discord and elsewhere before that if anybody would like any of that information that we compiled during those conversations, because it was all open, transparent, like we told everybody everything we were doing as we were doing it, including pitching Foundation and Dow, including the conversations we had with them. But yeah, so I guess to recap for those who don't know, last year a bunch of us were talking, I want to even say it started in like the Beavers Discord, where the conversations, I first saw them, at least I'm sure people were having them all over, but I saw there that people were interested in a conference, and a bunch of us had kind of been meeting in person from time to time and really loved that. So we scheduled a Midwest meetup in Chicago last, gosh, what was it, June, September, August, somewhere in those months. September, yeah. And so we all met up. Wisher hosted us at the studio. We live streamed the Twitch. We had a really good time, and we just talked about what this looks like. I mean, obviously, we came with a little bit of framework of some ideas we had so that we could kind of maybe point people in a direction so it wasn't too open-ended, but we got a lot of great feedback that we took a lot of notes on. And then we succinct those ideas into a package that we then pitched to some DAO people and to some Foundation people at the same time. But basically what we had came up with back then was we wanted to take 2023 to do kind of smaller satellite events, see the interest, see what people are thinking. Because, from the few of us that have been going out, we kept hearing like, oh, Decentraland, we want to know more about the metaverse, because most of these conferences were very much crypto focused or NFT focused. And so the metaverse hadn't really, besides, some of the Miami events, which at the time we hadn't gone to yet, weren't really focused on metaverse. And so every time we talked about it, people were just really interested and wanting to know more. So we felt like there was that interest. So again, 2023, take the opportunity to host a bunch of smaller satellite events, see if we can get Foundation in on this, see if we can get DAO in on this, maybe use some grants or some potential funding from Foundation if they were willing to. And basically, we pitched this document of doing that smaller events in 2023, and then maybe in 2024 having a larger kind of conference dedicated to either Metaverse or Decentraland, depending on what felt the most appropriate based on the scale and the interest. The first thing we did after we pitched was try to pitch something for Miami because a bunch of us were going to that. And to be quite honest, I was very skeptical about how much we could get done, because I think we only had like a week or two, maybe 3 before Miami, and we were like, we're swinging for the fences here on this. So we pitched it, and immediately Foundation and Dow were interested. Felt like this was, we got to keep talking about it, but great ideas and great starts. And so then Scott and a couple others, the Wisher team, really went out there and did some research and found some amazing situations in Miami that we could book and plan these parties for, or even collab with another group or sponsor a party that was already, being taken care of. And then we come in and we just get tickets and we get our people there, kind of thing. We had a bunch of options. And I was very proud of all of us who worked very quickly to do really great work. And ultimately, in the end, because it was like too close to timing, and there was kind of like this, like, which one do we choose? It was maybe a little too many options in too short amount of time. And so it never ended up happening. But we were, at the time, this is prior to a lot of the stuff we know now this year, as far as some of the layoffs and whatnot of employees in Foundation, is that Foundation was interested, actually even offered us a set amount that they would contribute towards, not so much the event, like covering the alcohol or, paying people, but more so covering promotion of it, of swag at it, things that were direct results that people could have tangibly, and get from Foundation. And so we felt really great about that, because it was the marketing team that was working with us. And again, it didn't happen because of the timing. It was really ambitious, but again, what we were able to accomplish showed us that we had very capable people to do something like this into the future. And then we went to Miami, got to hang out with Foundation, had working sessions. It was a really great time. And the marketing team, who we'd spoken with prior, was really excited about this and sort of evolving what this would be with community. And I personally got busy at the beginning of the year because I started building for Fashion Week and Beauty Week and Mesh Art Fair. And so I kind of took a back seat to the conversations at the beginning of the year. But then I did see Maria and PB and some others had put together a bit of like this ambassador kind of program, which was trying to be basically, if you live in a place that you think would have some, interest of people for events, like New York. I mean, it could be anywhere, to be honest, as long as you have an interest from people. There would be this ambassador program where you could get a small amount of money to host some events. It's not a lot of money. It's just enough to sort of cover some general basic stuff. And, that way we could like start to have these regular meetups. And obviously I got excited about that because New York, there's so many of us here, as, y'all know from being in town, which I'm sorry I couldn't hang out on Monday. I had my streams. But I did hear something maybe about Sunday. So DM me some details on that and I'll see if I can make it. But yeah, so I think, there's a lot of great conversations happening around it. I think there's a lot of great work already started. I'm definitely interested to hear people continue to ideate towards it, figure out what this thing is, maybe resurface some older plans, maybe relook at this ambassador program if, whoever was working on it initially was interested in maybe passing that off. But yeah, I mean, I love meeting people in person. I try to as often as I can wherever I go. But yeah, that's basically it. Sorry, I just talked a lot.
Happy to have you here. What's up, Yasha? Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Hi, Sinful. I just wanted to say, yeah, if anybody wants to do a meetup in New York, I'm here. And we did one recently. I helped organize Pepe Fest. It was in a bunch of different cities, and we did one in New York. I have a cool venue. We could maybe use it for a DCL meetup. It was a great venue. It was in Lower Manhattan, accessible to most people, and Spotty's East Coast as well. So we could do something cool in New York.
Man, I'm a little jealous. So many cool people all concentrated in one spot.
Yeah, I definitely feel lucky that there's so many friends here, or so many friends who want to travel here, because it is a tourist destination, that I get to see so many friends so often. But yeah, I'm totally down. I mean, from the last hangout we did, because Spatial's here too, they have an office here. So the last time we all hung out, we went to like a brewery and we were just kind of talking like, wow, there's so many of us here now. We should totally do like a monthly meetup. And I know Biometa's up north, in kind of like Harlem, the Bronx area, and he's got a venue too. So I think it's just a matter of us collectively getting together and being like, let's finally do it and let's plan what this thing is and, just get something together, because I think it would benefit a lot of us and a lot of our friends to be able to show people like, not only are we in this space and doing these things, but like here are the people that are a part of it. And like, we're not, I don't know, I think sometimes people see us as like zoo animals in the metaverse. Like we're these exotic creatures doing this weird stuff. And they're like, metaverse negative. But like, if they actually saw the people and heard what they were doing from their mouths, they would probably feel totally different about it, because we're just doing amazing creative stuff.
100% agree with that. It's like it's the same concept as like even virtually, like people. I have met many people that kind of will say, "Oh yeah, Decentraland. I've seen it, but I don't get it. Whatever." But then they meet me and I show them around, or yeah, I show them the possibilities. I show them that I show them myself on a screen in Decentraland, and they're like, "Oh shit, this is different."
Yeah, I think like the first time I went into Decentraland, it was a friend showing me on his laptop, like, "Hey, look at this," and I think that was less intimidating than if I was just at home by myself and someone told me, "Hey, go in there," and I just didn't know anything else. So I think having that person to really take you on that first trip in Decentraland really actually helps, whether it's through streaming or in the same physical space.
Yeah, and even like looking back at like even how I personally got in this space, I had one of my friends show me Decentraland. Like he had it pulled up in his computer room whenever I came through, and he's like, "Hey, check this out." And we were like walking through like the festival grounds together and shit. And he was like telling me this is a metaverse. I'm like, "What? I can finally use my crypto for something." So yes, very very bullish. IRL meetups, LFGs.
Yeah, I don't know how many people are out in Las Vegas, but I would definitely be down to go to check that one out too, especially with this. I don't know if you guys have seen the sphere they have out there.
Yes, I want to see it so bad. I was
I
just
know,
reading a
right?
whole tweet thread about it and the chaos of this dude and who owns it and his vision for it and how it's kind of going to pay off for him. It's a good business move from what I read.
It looks pretty freaking amazing.
I want to perform in it. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing that I don't think people realize is the inside and the way it's been fitted out to allow for these more spatially immersive concerts because of the sort of dome that it is. I don't know. It's looking really cool, and they definitely want to open more like in London and stuff. So we may have more spheres all over the world. Who knows?
So right now the
I would like.
Sphere is looking for a creative art director, and they're hiring creative spaces and creative people to do the like artwork and the visionaries for the Sphere. So if anyone's actually interested in that, please put in your resume and stuff like that. I don't personally work for them, but my friend who does the visuals for Marshmallow has already put in theirs, and so he knows all the ins and outs of that. So there's a little trade secret if anyone's interested. They are looking for everyone who's in this room that builds shit like this. So put your apps in if you want to be performing, if you want to create some art, you a DJ, get your shit in because they will let you play in there.
How do we get like a Decentraland concert onto that sphere? Hmm.
I mean, that's pretty easy. That just takes mapping and Resloom and about 5 minutes of time. and permission. So like you can pretty much do anything on that thing. It's all an LED screen. I'm interested in how many LED screens they are. As someone who builds screens for stages, that shit gets me wet every day on my brain, just thinking like how many screens, how many light bulbs, how much shit is going in there. My number one question every single time I see Vegas is how much is the power bill for the strip? That's my curiosity.
Wait, Tiny, I didn't know that's what you did. How did I not know this?
Yeah, like I used that's kind of like how I got into the industry a little bit, but yeah, I've built stages for Middlelands, EDC, Paradiso, a couple things in Utah. Like I've traveled all over building stages and putting that shit together.
That's sick. I shot my first music video on a giant LED screen like a week ago. It was fun.
Dude, I love
Like
them.
a XR stage or
Yeah, yeah, instead of green screen. So it's kind of cool. It's like similar to green screen, you have this kind of background. I mean, if you do it with Unreal, it actually responds to the camera movements, so it's way better than green screen because it really creates this like 3D kind of environment in the back, and then you have the real elements in the foreground. We didn't have like the full XR because we needed like another person there. It would have been like extra like $5,000 to do it that way or something like that. But we used it more as a kind of green screen background. But what's cool is like if you have water in the shot, you get the real reflection or you get the real lighting on the people in the foreground. So it's kind of better than green screen. But yeah, it was an XR stage. It was cool.
so sick. I've been wanting to work on one of those like my whole career.
Yeah, I have. If you ever have a project that makes sense for it, it was a studio in LA, and they have one screen. They've been open for like a year. They're pretty new, and they have some decent, competitive rates and stuff like that. So
Thanks.
One music video, CK.
Oh my god, that literally. So I'm a creative director. I've worked in advertising for like 15 years. It has been my dream to direct music videos. So don't worry, it's slowly working its way there. But nail art's doing pretty good right now, so I'm not mad about it.
I'm envisioning a music video for your nail art.
and shoot
Oh,
this music video in Decentraland.
oh, fuck yeah. I mean, now that I have no deadlines, like Mesh was the last kind of major deadline I was building for. Brandon and Sin and a bunch of us have been talking about making content, so it's only a matter of time. Once I take my break, from work that I'm about to take, and I come back refreshed, I'm ready.
It's gonna
Um,
be so fun.
Hey CK, you should in later this year we're doing all time high fest at Spotty's plot or Spotty's land. You should like if you're down do some nail art on the festival grounds. That'd be sick.
I'm down. I've done, nail art experiences for Fashion Week, for Beauty Week, soon to come Mesh Art Fair. And yeah, so I haven't done anything like music related necessarily, but that's interesting. Yeah, hit me up.
I I can already see it, a stage with like a giant hand with CK nail art, and
And a
then
joint.
and a joint. Yes,
Sorry, I didn't mean to
maybe
cut you off. I think you're about to say it, but I was like, there has to be weed in the hand. Like, come on.
I wouldn't be opposed to the dinky either.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh. I don't know if I can bring the dinky back, but we'll see.
but like this hand is holding a screen, and that is where the performer is performing. I don't know, ideas, just throwing it out there in the ether, or maybe a climbable hand model, where like you reach the tip of the index finger and you claim something or something. I don't know.
I like it. I heard. Is this? I saw a tweet about this that there's like a hand update coming.
So all I can speak on is what has been spoken about, which is that there has been interest since 2021 for a hand category. Frankie Needles was the first one to submit the proposal, and then Nikki Fuego more recently escalated that to the next stage and got a lot of community interest. And then we had heard that they were not going to support something like that, and that was sort of the last thing that was verbally announced to us. But things might be looking more positive. That's all I'm going to say. Nothing's confirmed, obviously, because I don't really know anything, but
Got it.
it
I just
feels
saw
more
something on the
hopeful.
timeline, but I just thought that would have been so sick. I feel like that would be perfect for you specifically, that update.
Oh yeah, I mean, as soon as I found out that there was even the idea of a hand category spoken about, I reached out to Frankie and I hit up Nikki and Doki because I knew that they had already been talking about it prior to my interest in it. And then, Nikki really took on that charge to sort of fight for that category, along with the exotic tier, so that you could have 50 in the marketplace now for wearables as opposed to just the 10 to 100 categories that exist.
Someone in the last
Hi,
week made a
Kitty.
public statement about hands, I swear.
Somebody
Yeah, I
put
saw
a tweet
someone said
out.
it was coming. I don't
I
know
mean, it
who
might
it
have
was.
just been
Somebody put a
Jason
tweet
X, which
out.
doesn't count, but
Yeah, that tweet was a mock-up, I believe. I don't know. But as far as I know, Foundation has not announced anything. So I would stay tuned just in case. You never know.
You never know. I can see some pretty cool stuff being done with hand category. Like